pursue their plan. Their concept looks like it'll work.
But suddenly the team aren't so sure. They're only now coming to terms with the enormity of the Persian army, and they're starting to doubt their battle plan.
We are spread out pretty thin now, aren't we?
We're spread out terrifyingly thin.
I didn't realise quite how wide their troops were.
It's very wide, isn't it? I mean, do we need to use some of these troops in the back to bolster up the line?
Yeah, we've got to have somebody to fill.
You know, we're not going to win by holding too many guys in reserve, are we?
No, you're not going to win at all. You're going to get completely slaughtered.
The team have decided to put all their troops into their initial push, which means they won't have anything in reserve if their battle plan goes pear-shaped. They're taking a big risk.
Can you just explain why it's suddenly so daunting seeing the enemy?
There's a hell of a lot of them.
But they were there earlier.
Yeah, they just didn't look so big then.
I think we didn't realise that when we actually spread our pikemen out, they would actually look quite so feeble.
Yes.
Which they do. They just look really feeble.
Do you think you're doomed, or is this winnable?
I think we might have to rejig the plan a bit.
We might have to rethink the plan, yeah. So we've just realised just how terrifying the enemy is.
The Persian army is huge, but actually the great bulk of them are little more than a mob. They're levies, they're local peasants with bad teeth and rickets who've been thrown into the battle line, and really they're there to look good, to impress, but they have very little fighting capability.
So we've got cavalry going in a wedge. The javelins are the line behind them. Okay, and they're going to back up the cavalry. So when the cavalry charge in, you've got the javelins to come.
Okay, but you need to get the other guys to move up with them to hem the.
Okay, so do we want them at the side? Do we want them do we want to split up our line and have them in the middle? What? We don't want to split up the line, do we? Because we don't want to have a hole that's going to be a weak point in our line of hoplites.
I kind of feel we ought to slightly push them out to the right, but quite advanced.
Okay.
The team plan to pin the Persians with their pikemen and attack with their companion cavalry. It's a very good battle plan, but it requires aggression, and they're still intimidated by the enemy. The two Richards need to stop dithering and start getting mean.
Should you change your plan just because you've been slightly intimidated by the enemy?
Only if we can see a better one.
They can talk about changing their plan all they like, but it looks like Darius is moving in on them. I don't think they've got time to change anything now.
They're moving, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Get your troops moving. Get your troops moving.
Okay. When are we going to start our cavalry assault? Because they are coming towards us.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but the narrower the terrain, the better it is for us.
I thought this was an aggressive tactic. Where's the aggression?
It'll come.
You're going to decide, you two, aren't you, yeah? When it's time to go...
What advice have you got, Nigel? It's all very well to give us the old maniacal laughter, but what do you think we should be doing?
Well, I think we should be attacking them, and I think we should be...
Nigel says you should be sticking it to him.
Oh, I like Nigel. Get stuck in.
Okay, let's attack on this flank.
Johnny, start your attack with the cavalry wedge.
Into the infantry?
Yeah, into the infantry. They've got an exposed flank.
But at the same time, move forward your troops so that they're still sort of... They've got the cavalry
to the infantry up to back them up.
Despite their uncertainty, the team have started their assault on the right. Alexander and his companion cavalry go charging in.
Once the team start executing this plan, they must not stop. If they stop, they'll be shot to pieces by Persian archers wherever they happen to be.
We're going to be slaughtered if we send our cavalry into their infantry with their cavalry on the flank.
We've done it.
We've done it. Suck it and see. Now, it's important that the team's cavalry don't get bogged down in close combat, that they hit and then go and look for another gap to hit into.
Send the infantry to back up the cavalry. Come on, bring it all forwards now.
John's cavalry have smashed into the Persian infantry's flank, inflicting heavy casualties. As a mass of Persian cavalry charge into them from the right, the team's light infantry make a timely appearance. The outcome of this first big engagement hangs in the balance. The childhood friends are in danger of losing both their elite troops and their general. Over on the left flank, the eye surgeon needs to put on his glasses. A unit of Nigel's cavalry, unable to move without orders, is being picked off by Persian archers.
Who's this guy here?
That's the reserve.
Oh, come on, let's get them in.
I'm going to send the cavalry in. I'm going to send the cavalry right into that.
Send the cavalry from the hill. They've got to protect the flank of the infantry.
Fed up with Persian arrow fire, Nigel finally sends his surviving cavalry into action. And he orders in another unit of reserve cavalry for reinforcement. But a horde of Persian cavalry pile in to meet them.
When we initially looked at their deployment, the archers on their left flank seem well positioned to screen the Macedonian line, but the Macedonian line has moved on and the archers have just been left there on the hillside.
A unit of Persian cavalry spot the exposed archers on the hill and move in for the kill. Fearing for their lives, the archers turn and run in blind panic. But the cavalry make short work of them. Back at the bottom of the hill, the team's horsemen are struggling. The rest of the Persian cavalry finish off the Macedonian archers and join the melee. And suddenly, the team's cavalry are surrounded. The team may have lost the battle for the left flank, but back on the right, their main cavalry assault is going well, and the generals haven't even realized.
Oh, it looks like you're being outnumbered with that cavalry being...
Well, I don't know, because
the cavalry's been decimated.
No, I don't think they have. Can you wait till we tell you? Because the cavalry actually are charging into the infantry.
Yeah.
Okay, and at the moment, they're trying to chew down the line. The whole idea is to kind of go down the line. The cavalry is doing what we sent it there to do.
Okay, here's their cavalry bogged down in an action with some of the Persian cavalry, some of the Persian infantry. It's not a problem yet. If you look at the ground, you'll see a lot more dead Persians than you'll see dead Macedonians.
But in one corner of the battlefield, Persian troops have isolated and surrounded the team's general, Alexander the Great. One of the greatest generals in history is now dead. But the Macedonians are professionals. They soldier on to maintain the upper hand on this side of the battlefield.
Where are your generals?
I'm dead.
You're dead?
Yeah. It's bizarre. We seem to be doing okay.
Alexander is dead on the field.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hitch if your plan is to do regime change and become the king of kings of Persia, certainly. And his troops are bulldozing around the battlefield, avenging his memory.
But fortunately for us, we have two generals named Richard who will be able to go on and rule the Persian Empire instead.
Can we just send all the pikemen forwards?
Yeah, let's keep advancing forward.
My guys are going in.
Nigel?